Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. How are you? Can I have some, can we have some cheers to warm up the room? Hello, everyone. Good morning. Wave your hand in the air.
Morning.
Thank you again. It's Friday. And what does that mean? It means another round of breakthrough. And breakthrough, as we all know it by now, this is the fifth breakthrough. I'm counting and counting and counting. This is the fifth breakthrough session for us this morning with Ideascape. And breakthrough is a place or a platform. Not a platform. We're not a platform. We're just a bunch of people getting together and we want to get inspired by listening to other people's stories, real people's stories. And with us today, we have Archanah Sundram.
Hello, hi guys.
Yes, Archanah. Yes, she is come to us today. And for the first time, we're having a young person because the previous preview guest has always been someone around my age, right? Quite old, right? So today I'm getting fun people in the room. Let me just acknowledge who's here. We have Haransha, Abhirami, Aishwarya, Angel. Wow, Angel, welcome, Angel. We have Arun Kumar. We have Matuvita, Mirashini, Mike To. Wow, Mike. Welcome, Mike. Muiz Iskandar, Pooja, Suresh Kumar, Tanusha, Trawindra. Oh my God, so many of you guys. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And you know what? This morning, we're going to take you to another planet.
For sure.
Yes, we're going to take you to another planet because in this planet, we don't use the normal stuff like we use over in this planet. We don't use money. We use Bitcoin, we use crypto, we use NFT. Okay. Yeah. So if you are up for an adventure, stay tuned till the end of Breakthrough. So let me give a brief introduction about Archanah. I met her yesterday.
Yes.
Very, very lovely girl. What, 23 years old?
Yeah, I'm 23.
So you finished university?
Yes, just
working?
Nope, not working. Just started a business.
Yes. Interesting. So I want to tell you the story of Archanah. Yesterday I was speaking to her and she told me how she was all excited about starting her career as a financial planner after she finished her studies.
Yes.
You know, I think any parents would have been proud of that. She's proud of her achievements too. So, you know, ready lah to get into the work environment, right? To become a financial planner. And then it's MCO.
Yes.
Pandemic hits and then the job offered was revoked. Can you imagine? All right, you're all excited, raring to go. And then suddenly you wake up and you have no job. And then you'll be thinking, what did I go to school for, to university for? I don't have a job. But one thing I really, really admire about Archanah is she doesn't sulk. She doesn't whine. She doesn't say like, why God, why do you do this to me? Why me? Well, maybe she did. Let's go and find out that in a bit. But she took the time to learn about cryptocurrencies, right? And then at the same time, she was born in a family that loves arts and art and crypto. These two combination, what have you? It's called non-fungible tokens, all right, NFT. So that's why I say this is a completely different planet, because after I spoke to Archanah yesterday, I had to like sit down with my son and say, okay, teach me everything about NFT. So I also now quite expert now. Quite proud of myself. Well done, Rome. So today, Archanah is one of the partners in an NFT trading company, and she is showcasing budding Malaysian artists on the world stage. Right Now, just for sake of those of you who doesn't know what NFT is all about, Archanah, let me just take a moment to show all of us here what is NFT. So let's watch this video on what is NFT.
Sure.
How was that? You have a quick idea about what is NFT now? Yes, no? Can I have some response? You can put into the chat box or unmute yourself. Do you have any questions about NFT first before we move forward? Anyone has any question? No? Everyone understood? Mike, you have a question.
My question is really on the scope of NFT because the video actually is quite clear. It's all about creatives and arts and all that. What about books? I mean, can books fall under the category of NFT? If you write a book, for example.
Yes, it can. We actually do have NFTs that, people who write poems and stuff, they do make it NFTs, any form of art. I would say writing is a form of art, and that definitely can be converted into a non-fungible token. Yeah.
Yes. And so, Mike, I was talking to also my son last night. So he was saying that music can also be converted into NFT, games, collectibles.
Yes.
So basically, digital art.
Okay, thank you.
All right, great. That was a wonderful question. Thank you, Mike. So we're clearer now about the planet we're heading to. And Archanah is a businesswoman in this planet, right? So Archanah, ayo, my darling, why la NFT? Of all the things in the crypto world, what draws you to NFT, sayang?
Okay. So before I get into why, I'd just like to tell you a little bit about the story of why. Yeah. So so recently I just finished my degree in financial planning. And when I was doing financial planning, I wasn't really sure if I could see myself as a financial planner. So as I was going, I got this internship, like you mentioned before, and it has got to do with estate planning. So when I got into that, I absolutely I fell in love with my job, and I was like, okay, maybe I can see myself doing financial planning, And another thing that was really inspiring for me was my boss. Like, she would just walk in the office and I would look at her and just be like, okay, you know what? In the next few years, that's going to be me. Like, the way she walks, the way she carries herself, all this kind of things. And like I said before, like you mentioned before just now, Rome, you were saying that I lost my job because of COVID. So I was completely devastated. I was honestly very sad. But then again, in life, when you think about it, you win some, you lose some, So I was thinking to myself, okay, so what am I going to do now? What am I going to do with all this time that I have? So I thought, okay, I'm going to revamp my resume. I'm going to start applying for jobs. But I actually found it really hard to do. Like, to even start, it took me some time because I was thinking, oh my God, what if I get into another job and I wouldn't be as lucky as I was with my first job, And suddenly, like, I don't know, everything just happened perfectly. Timing was perfect. So one of my partners, Miss Yoshini, she comes up to me and she goes like, Archanah, you know what? I just picked up crypto. Like, I'm learning crypto now. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? Sign me up. So at that point of time, it was just more of like anything that comes, I just wanted to learn. However I can grow, I just wanted to pick it up. So crypto was the first thing that came to me. And when it did, next thing you know, the next session, I was already in class. And I had a mentor who's my other partner. His name is Mr. Arun. He's very, very well versed with crypto. And the exciting thing about class is that when you go in, every time you come out of class, you just learn something new. And there's like 10,000 other coins. And we do this sharing where each person learns about each coins, and then we share and we exchange knowledge. And that's the part that, kept me going and wanting to learn more. So as we went on, like, there was a day where I was just like scrolling on Twitter. And mind you, when it comes to NFTs, Twitter is usually the hub. That's where everybody talks about NFTs. If you just go and click NFT Twitter, you will see people will just be like, drop your NFTs today. I would like to buy some. They in the NFT community, people are so helpful and encouraging. So when I first saw that, I was just like, okay, what is this NFT? I saw a weird looking Arabian camel. I saw this ape, and I was wondering why do they look so weird? It was so unique, and it was just so weird, honestly, at the start. But then I realized like they're traded through Ethereum, right? And that's from crypto. So I was just like, okay, so now I want to know more because it's got to do with crypto. And so what I did, I searched up, I looked up, and I still couldn't grasp the concept at the beginning. So I told myself, you know what? The curiosity in me was like killing me. I just needed to learn. So I sat myself down and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like go through this. And I I studied, I literally studied, I made notes just to understand what NFTs are. And after I learned, and then I realized like, oh my God, this has literally opened a pathway for creators in general, like people who have a creative mind, people who are artistic. This is your place to actually show your talent, to let the world see what you have, and this is going to be the future for digital art in whatever sort. So I learned about it, and I was just like, okay, you know what, I'm going to go back to my crypto group, and I'm going to tell my partners before they were my partners. So I went back to them and I told them, hey, you know what, I just learned about NFTs and I think it's really, really interesting. And before I even could finish what I was saying, my other partner, Mr. Vigna, he's a graphic designer for almost, I think, 17 years. Yeah. So he knows the industry, he knows how it works. And he comes up to me, he and Mr. Arun, they come up to me and they're like, oh yeah, we already have plans for a project. And I'm just like, okay, like sign me up again. I want to join you and let's just do this together. So why NFTs? It's because I have art around me. I did Bharatanatyam for 12 years, and that's a form of art, classical dance.
You did what? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Bharatanatyam, classical dance.
Okay.
Yeah, that for 12 years. And then my sister is really, really good at her drawings. She just has like an artistic hand. My brother's into music. So growing up, I always had art around me. And it will be a nice way to actually help people who want to put out their art, show the world. And I was like, I don't know, it just intrigued me and I just jumped right into it and we did it together, like all of us, me and my partners. And that's when we came up with Krypton Arts. So we want to be a platform to actually help creators come out, and we would help them market it. We would help them mint it. So mint it is when you take your digital art and you switch it into an NFT, and we would flip arts as well, as in like you buy an NFT and you trade them. So yeah, this is Krypton Arts. We are the pioneers of the new age.
This is your company.
Yes, this is my company. Yes, it's our logo. Yes, yeah. Yes. So then we just started. And the best part, it was just like an overnight thing. We just sat on Zoom and we're like, okay, we're gonna start. What are we gonna call ourselves? And everything just happened. Like the timing was just perfect. So that's why NFTs. Like, yeah, this was the first art that we actually put up in conjunction to Merdeka. Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah. And this is the first art that we sold. We sold, I think this is about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, we sold our first art.
Okay, just if you were to translate this into RM lah kan.
Okay.
Is it possible even to get some kind of idea of the value of this piece of art?
Okay, this piece of art went for $15, so it's about 60 ringgit. So usually we will transform it from like crypto to USDT, and then we'll compare it to Malaysian ringgit. Yeah,
I see. Okay, so for the benefit of the others in this room, say for example, someone designed this and then you mint it.
Okay,
become an NFT, and then I love this and I bought this.
Okay.
For 15 USD, right?
Okay.
Does the value go up with time, or how does this work? I'm just trying to see why would anyone be interested to buy, other than the fact that it looks nice, it's an art piece. After I buy it, can I keep it and then make this an investment and then resell it?
Yes. Yeah. So so what usually happens is, I wouldn't say the value goes up, but what happens is when somebody buys an NFT from you, it becomes, they take full ownership of it. So it becomes their NFT, and they could sell it for a higher price for investment, like you said before. And you were saying like, what, rather than, I mean, you just said it looks nice, but why would people buy it, right? But the thing with NFTs is, it creates a certain scarcity and there's limitations. So, and there's only one of that piece. So it becomes rare, and people will pay the price for something that's rare. Someone else wouldn't have the same piece, you know? Yeah.
So it's just about owning something that is unique that the rest of the world doesn't. So that's the value, putting the value of scarcity into art and then having ownership for it. Yeah, okay,
Correct.
fine, I get it.
Yeah.
Cool, interesting. So again, what draws you to make that decision to jump into NFT? Oh, that's another piece.
Yes, this is another piece. It's still
This
on
is-
sale, guys. Yeah. So what drew me was the fact that I just have a lot of, we want to be able to help people around Malaysia, because they recently just came up with their platform. It's called Pentas.io. That's where Malaysian NFTs are sold. And the thing is, it's really hard to actually reach a certain amount of people because there are more creators than buyers. Okay. There are so many people who are talented and they want to put their art out there, but the thing is it going to reach the amount of people? So that's why Krypton Arts was created, so that we could actually help get that attraction and help people see their art. And for me, it just inspired me to help. I'm someone that growing up, I just want to help any way that I can. And this was one way. And because I have art around me, I want to be able to help the people that I love and whoever that wants to sell their art. Yeah.
How do you make money from NFT? So say for example, I'm a singer. All right, and I sing a tune that's quite from P. Ramlee song, but I sing it in my own way. I could potentially turn it into an NFT, right?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
So you mint it, and then you put it into the market, and then you we sell it. So how do you make your money from that sale?
So let's just say a musician comes up to us and he goes like, "Hey, can you help me create this into an NFT?" So what happens is, because we're doing all the marketing and we're minting for you, there will be sort of like a fee. So it will be like 60-40. They would take 60% of their sale and we would just take 40%. Just so that's how we would.
So the singer, the owner of the art piece, I get 60% and you take 40%.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a good margin, huh?
Yeah.
Is it what does your company require in terms of minting it? So you need to mint it, and there's a cost to minting the art piece?
Yes. Yeah, there is a cost to minting the art piece. There is you pay something called the gas fee, so it's like the transaction fees.
Gas fee? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you call it transaction fees. Yeah. So so there is cost in terms of minting it. And then, so that's what we will take care of at the beginning. And then after that, so we go 60-40. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Azani is saying 60-40 sounds like the average physical art commissioning as well. Thank you, Thank you for highlighting that. So that's cool. That's really cool. I would like to get a little bit away from NFT and get into the story of you, Archanah. How? I mean, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and this? I'm just trying to get into your decision to go into NFT. What makes you take that leap? What makes you just jump? Right? This is going to another planet, right? This is,
Yeah.
I mean, this is non-conventional. Any parent would want their child to find a job, get a steady income,
Yeah.
get married, have children, then live
Yeah.
happily ever after. You know, that's the drill.
Yeah.
And
That's the
then
usual way.
go
Yeah.
into what NFT? Okay, so tell us, are you a stubborn kind? Are you what?
Oh yes, I'm a very stubborn kind. So
Okay, so tell us.
I'm someone that always wants to do things my way, and like even if it's right or wrong, like I'd rather go through it myself and then I pick myself up from it. So because growing up, like actually not even growing up, just few years ago till I was like 17, 18, I would have the lowest amount of confidence. My self-esteem is down the drain. And so along the years, I've learned to actually, you know, find courage and, you know, be the person that I am today. So just a little bit about my life, right? So when I was in school at the age of 15, yeah, I mean UPSR, okay, done. And then the age of 15, you just know that you have to get, like, I mean, in my household, and I think like some people can agree with me, when you're at the age of 15, when you're going to 16, you're going to have to pick between arts or science. And for me, the only option was science. You have to get in science because when you get into science stream, it's more of like, okay, then only you can become a doctor, then only you can become an engineer, those kind of things. You know, when you're into arts, there are limitations of getting a job, and those are the things that they tell you at that time, you know. So in my head, when I did my PMR, I was just like, okay, I'm definitely getting into science. But of course it didn't go that way, right? Life always goes with whenever it's sorry, yeah. Life never goes to plan, right? Yeah. So then so what happened was at the age of 15, I got my PMR results and I wasn't even qualified to actually get into science stream. And the thing is, I have siblings older than me and they've been so great at their education. But then when it comes to me, I'm not the brightest when it comes to education. And when I got into art stream, that's when my confidence and my self-esteem, because I thought, oh my God, I made a mistake, something is wrong, and I didn't go where I thought I was supposed to be, you know? And that's when everything else just came crumbling down. And I used to have a lot of issues with myself. It was more of a self thing, actually. So then when sorry.
What do you mean issues with yourself?
A lot of self-doubt, a lot of there was no confidence.
And this is you comparing yourself to your older siblings because they were in science and you didn't make it the science stream.
Yes,
so
at that
you thought that was arts was not as good as science.
Yeah, at that point it was like that. Arts wasn't as good as science, and so there was no sort of like confidence. I just thought, and I was the most negative person ever. Like if you see me and my friends would be like, you know, Arch, you're gonna do great. And I used to feel like the dumber one in my group of girls. I used to feel like, oh my God, they're doing so much better than me. And look at me, I'm just like this, you know? So it went on like that since I was 15, 16, and then 17 came. And when 17 came, when I was going to sit for my SPM that year, I was doing so badly, literally until like my trials. My trials, I was just at like 1A and the rest was like B, C, even D's, okay, for my results. And even my parents were really upset and they were starting to think like, what's wrong with Archanah? Why isn't she doing well? So there was this like one day where my dad just says, you know what, I'm going to school to go and see what is going on with you. So he did. He came to school and they went straight to the headmistress office. It was the worst day of my life. I'll never forget. So I was sitting there and he's just like talking to my headmistress and the headmistress is saying like, oh, maybe she's just not paying attention. She's just too playful. You know, her head is not here and those kind of things. And suddenly like I have this teacher of mine. She comes up to me and she goes like, so, you know, your parents are expecting so much from you. What are you going to do about this? And I'm just like, no, you know, I'm still going to study and do my SPM. And she goes like, so how many A's do you want? And I was like, obviously I want straight A's. I need any student who wants straight A's, right? And she looks at me and she goes like, are you sure you can do it with the results that you have now? And I think that was about like 2 months till my exams. And suddenly, like we went back home, then my parents sat me down and they were like, okay, Archanah, do you want to defer your SPM? Do you want more time to study? And that's when I thought to myself, like, everyone else can do it. Why is it that I can't do it? And why do you think that, like I need more time to actually do this thing? Like, so it was about time for me to actually, I guess that the emotions that I was going through really, really like brought this drive upon me. And the last 2 months, I would literally sit down and I would finish books. Like in a day, I'll finish maybe 3 to 4 books of like whichever subject that I'm studying. And when SPM came, right before SPM, I remember the day that I was going to go and get my results. I was at home and I asked my family, like everyone, my siblings, everyone, I asked them, so like how many A's do you think I can get? And at that point, I was just like, even I didn't believe in myself. Like I was like, okay, maybe I would do like 3-4 A's, and even if I got that, I'll be fine. And when I asked everyone at home, they were like, if you get 5 A's, even that's good, everything will be fine. And like when I went and got my results, I got 7 A's. And even I was shocked, I was just like, how did I do that? And then I realized that there was a sense of drive that in me that I just wanted to prove. I mean, whoever that taught me wrong, I just knew that I had to show up, and I did. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I guess I went a lot, but
I see a lot of fire. I see a lot of similarities. I can so relate to that. I remember my late grandfather used to say, this girl, not to say score A, she passed her SPM, cut my finger. So I was there. I so remember. So I know how you feel. I was there. No one had faith in me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and to a point that my mom was so scared that I would not get through SPM. She actually, while waiting for SPM results, she actually signed me up for a tailoring class, thinking I could be a tailor if I didn't make it.
Wow.
To life. So yeah, right. So your determination, your stubbornness, like, okay, you say this about me. Okay, I'm going to prove to you. That's right. That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. A little bit of that, definitely.
Yeah. So that was in school. So when this happened in your life, when you got your job, you thought you had your dream job, your dream boss, you wanted to be like her. And then nope, no more.
Yeah.
So what was your thought patterns at that time? What made you stay afloat?
I guess I just saw whatever that came as an opportunity. And like I've always known something that's always been instilled in me is that I know that I'm going to be a successful person in the future. That I have no doubts about that. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I just know that that is my one goal in life and I will get there. So
wow.
Can
we pause that? No one told you this. It's just something that you know inside you that you're going to be successful somehow.
Yeah, I just know that. Like it's not something I want. I just feel it in my bones. Like I just know that is my ultimate goal in life. Like,
all right. So you see, guys. I mean, I'm addressing the Ideascape people. You see, guys. Remember a couple of days ago we spoke about be, do, have. So it's not about what you do. It's about what you believe about yourself.
Yeah.
It's the belief that's going to take you out of any kind of hardship, any kind of crisis, right? So this belief is something that you hold on to. Right, Archanah?
Yes,
interesting. Correct. Thank you. So continue on.
Yeah. So, but then again, I can just say that I know I'm going to be successful, but at the end of the day, I have to put in some work to get there, right?
Okay.
So I have to be doing something valuable with my time to actually get there. So I guess that's why I jumped at this opportunity. When it came, I was just like, even if I'm making a mistake or even if I fall now, it's fine. Because for me personally, I'm someone that has always came back stronger every time I fall. And trust me, I fall a lot of times. I fall all the time. And every time I do fall, I always get back up stronger. And so it's just a learning process. I am here to learn. I wouldn't say I'm like a master of NFTs or what. Every single day I'm learning something new. And as long as I'm progressing that way, that's my way to go, you know?
So you said that every time you fall, what goes on inside your head when you fall? When you like got like a bad news or something when you end up in a bad situation, what's the emotion, what's the feeling that you're feeling, and how do you get out of that?
Okay, so actually I can relate to a story in my life.
Mhm.
So what happened was, after my SPM, I just thought like, okay, I'm actually not as dumb as I think, and I can do something worthwhile in this life, Yeah. So after my SPM, but I still wasn't sure of what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to do psychology, but I just never got the chance to. So I was thinking to myself, okay, what am I going to do? So when I went to my parents and I was just like, okay, do you guys have any suggestions on what I should do? So my dad was just like, okay, how about you take up ACCA, do accounting? And I did accounting in my arts and I got an A for it. So I thought, okay, I'll be able to handle it, And suddenly, so I started my ACCA. I did my foundation of ACCA it's called CAT, right? And when I got into it, I absolutely hated it. Like, I loathed it. Like, I would literally skip classes. I wouldn't go for class. And at that point I felt like I couldn't tell my parents, like, I can't do this and stuff. I was just like, I'm just like a few months in, and I thought to myself, okay, maybe let me just try a little bit more and see where I get.
Mhm.
And I got through my first two papers, and then the third paper, okay, I failed it, sat again. I think I sat for it almost 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. And by then I've already reached one whole year, like the time frame. And at the end of it, I remember, like, I just told myself, accounting is not my cup of tea. I'm not going to sit here and waste my time. I have to toughen up, and I have to go and tell my parents that I just can't do it.
Mm, mm.
And I did. So the day I failed my paper, I went back home and I told my dad, I was crying last. So I told my dad, um, I don't think I can do ACCA. It's just not for me. Just give me a chance. I will do something else after this. Right. And eventually he was okay with it. And then after that, he was like, okay, so tell me what you want to do. And even then I still wasn't sure about what I was going to do. And so I picked foundation in arts. And the reason why I picked foundation in arts was because there was like so many subjects that I could learn and see what I liked from there, right? And when I went into foundation of arts, I actually excelled really, really well. Like, I was back to like, oh, how I did in my SPM, and now I'm like, my foundation, I'm doing
You
exceptional.
found it lah. You found
Yeah.
your interest. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the story. Um, and so after my foundation, I decided to do my degree in financial planning, which wasn't too bad as well. It was good.
Yeah.
And now I'm here. Yeah.
Jumping into NFT kan.
Mhm.
Do you feel afraid? Do you ever feel like, what if this doesn't work?
Okay. Something that I've learned in just the last few years is that if it makes you feel uncomfortable, then it just feels right. Because if you're always in your comfort zone, then you're always gonna stagnate. It's just gonna be the same thing. And I wouldn't say it makes me feel uncomfortable. Yes, it does scare me. I was really doubt at the start. I was thinking, oh my God, what am I doing? Is this the right thing or what? But I guess I'm fine with the fact that even if it doesn't happen, I have learned something from it and I can take something from it.
So
So
you don't have to wait until things are perfect.
yeah.
You kind of like say, okay, I'm gonna jump into it and I'm gonna take the risk.
Yeah,
And
because at the end of the day, it's my risk. I'm gonna bear whatever that's happening. So
yeah, but
so it's
okay,
fine.
the people around you, your parents, your family, how do they feel about this decision?
At the start, they were skeptical. They were, they sat me down. They asked me, "Do you know what you're doing? You should be getting a job and stuff like that." And I'm just like, and I just told them, I said, "Hey, I will get a job soon, whenever. But for now, this is what I have, and I feel like I can see myself doing it. So just give me a chance, you know? So I do have their support for sure. Yeah. At the start, it was just like skeptical, and now much better.
Do you have like a plan? Like, okay, so I'm gonna get my hands onto this for maybe a couple of years, maybe give myself 2 years, 3 years, and if it doesn't work, I have plan B. Do you have something like that?
Okay. I mean, maybe I'm gonna sound overconfident, but I'm gonna say it anyway. For some reason, another reason that I got into it is because of the people that I'm working with. Because at the end of the day, when you come up with a company, it's not the company that matters, it's about the people who run the company. That's what makes your company. And there's one thing we all have in common, which is passion and drive towards this whole business. So even if we fail, maybe we will have small fails, but I think we will actually succeed. And I think I can actually see myself doing it. So yeah.
My girl,
Mm-hmm.
you hit it right. You hit the right point, the right notes. So I'm so humble speaking to you to know that someone so young and so wise and so mature. I mean, a lot of the phrases, the words, the sentences that you mentioned are just nuggets of wisdom, that you believe in yourself and that you're afraid, but you're not going to let that stop you. And that you jump into something because you have full faith and you have the passion and the love for it. And you surround yourself with the people who have the same values and the same vision as you do. And you put that as your priority, not so much the money that you're going to make out of it, but the belief in the work that you do.
Yeah.
That's simply awesome. That's fantastic. I mean, I've seen other businesses, other entrepreneurs, other people who are still struggling because they haven't gotten this formula right.
Yeah.
And I think you tick the all the boxes. You got it, girl. Great. Let me go to the chat box and see what people are saying. Arun is saying, Mr. Matu, screenshot is a screen capturing other people's artwork. True artwork is created originally. And I think that's true. We all agree to that. Tanisha says, I think the question was, how do you know for sure that the art is original? Has there been cases where the art was screenshot or plagiarized? I let you answer this.
I think you would know for sure because at the end of the day, when there's an art, there is an artist, right? So I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, whoever in the chats, right? But I guess that's how you'd know. It's like you can't, if you're gonna make the Mona Lisa into an NFT, you can't just take a random one and put it in. People would just know, right? So yeah.
So there is a way to tell whether it's original or plagiarized, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and Sintu says it's so important to be honest with yourself when you're not happy doing something or learning that I gone through. Thank you for sharing, Sintu.
Yes.
All right, that's fantastic. I would like to open to the floor. Anybody else can share your takeout from this session or any question at all to our friend here. Leonard, I just saw something. Why don't you unmute yourself?
Yeah, okay, maybe I just ask it. So, you are going out there to sell, in Ideascape, we call it Russian food, right? Something you have never tasted, but you're trying to sell something to someone which is so foreign in concept and so different. So what is your process? And now that you have started this whole company around NFTs, how do you go and tell people like me or Rob who have no idea, no clue, how do you convince people to even come on board? Or are you selling to the converted already? So people who already are there and they know it. Because you want to reach as many people as possible, right?
Yeah. Okay, so one thing that our company wants to do is definitely to educate and increase the awareness of NFTs and crypto in general. Yeah. That is one thing. And another thing is that there is already an international market and already a big group of people that already know what NFTs are. Not so much in Malaysia, maybe, but in other countries, yes. So if creators come to us, obviously we're going to sit down and explain to them what NFTs and how they can benefit from it and stuff. And they could and their artwork will be placed in those international markets. So, and all the in terms of marketings and stuff, we will take care of it. And it will definitely reach people who know about it. And I think people who know about NFTs are the ones that would actually purchase the art. Like, because even going into this, right, for me, I had to learn it before I actually wanted to get into it. So I think it's the same. So I think if someone's going to buy something, they would want to know what kind of value they're going to get out of it. So yeah.
All right, thank you.
Great, thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, is it okay if I can ask a question?
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Come on.
All right, so this goes to Archanah, but firstly, I just want to say thanks because I can relate to you in terms of like me having low self-esteem at one point in my schooling days as well, and I'm learning how to bounce back from every mistake, and it's important to learn from every mistake that you have so that you become a better person in life. I just want to ask something about NFTs because I honestly dabbled into NFTs at one point, and it's for the benefit of everyone. There are other marketplaces as mentioned like OpenSea and all of that. So I just want to know, how is Krypton Art different from OpenSea in terms of membership and royalty fees? Because I would like to get in as a photographer and I want to sell my photos and video arts.
Okay. Actually, one of my partners is a professional photographer as well. So he's also hoping to sell his photographs and stuff. But anyways, how we're different is that because when we started this thing, right, we didn't realize that it was actually a little bit difficult. It wasn't as easy for you to just put out your art, mint it, and sell it. It doesn't work that way. So there is, I don't know if you guys have heard, but there is this NFT project called the World of Women, right? And what they do is they don't just sell NFTs and make sales. They also give back to the community, okay? And so you can say that we have started an NFT project and we are going to be the ones to also give back to our community. So what this World of Women do is, right, whatever they make, some part of their sale goes to empowering women and their education. And they also fight against child marriage. And another thing which is really beautiful about that whole concept is that one of their members has a disease. And this whole World of Women actually funds her treatment. So how Krypton Arts is going to work is we want to sell something of value. Like we don't just want to be like, okay, we're going to sell and we're going to make the money and we're going to go. No, it doesn't work that way. We want to give back to the community. We want to help in whatever way that we can. So when we actually reach the extent of doing that, we have come up with a project called Project Treehouse. So my partner, Mr. Vignaratnam, he was working with an NGO called Live Malaysia. And 2 years ago, he came up with this project called Project Treehouse. And what we're going to do is, how we're going to play our part by giving back to the community is we're going to help fund orphanages in a way of inspiring the children over there, to guide them, to I wouldn't say to educate them, but to more of tapping into their talent, so that they would learn that they can actually make something out of themselves and they can give back to the community and they can make some sort of income from it and help run the orphanages and hopefully to become like the mentors for the new people that come in, And so how we're different from OpenSea and Pentas.io and all of those things is we're not a marketplace, but we are just going to be the middle person to actually help put your art out there to get more attraction. That's definitely what we'll be doing. Yeah. So yeah.
Understand. All right. There is a question from Hakim. How about a venture into Bursa Saham Malaysia? And I think this is Hakim, you need a you need to understand that the planet that we're in right now, this crypto planet, everything in crypto is actually this is an unregulated space. Bursa is highly regulated by Bank Negara. So whatever you do in the crypto space, in Bitcoin and all that, is actually something that around the world, no government, except for China, probably because they came up with their own currency, right? They are starting their own currency, except for China. But the rest of the world are actually very, very nervous. The central bank in most countries do not recognize this as a legal tender. So a lot of the trading are actually regulated by the players themselves. So it's actually highly risky, but it's not something that you can get into Bursa like that.
Yeah.
So it's not a direct. You trade in Ethereum or whatever other currencies. How do you trade the NFT? Ethereum?
Yeah, mainly by Ethereum. In
Ethereum, right?
OpenSea is the international one, and in Pentas.io you trade through BNB.
I see. Yeah. So you need to use cryptocurrencies to trade NFT, and this cryptocurrency, the value of the currency is determined by the players. It's really, really demand, supply, and people actually give the value for the specific currencies. Yeah, Hakim, you probably need to sit down and learn up about crypto a little bit more and see that it is really, really different from ringgit or dollars like that, you know. And even when you trade in Ethereum, there's a way that you actually have to convert that into the traditional dollar or ringgit. Yeah. So Ha has a question. In terms of photos and videos, how is NFTs different than Shutterstock and the likes?
Shutterstock
has is a gallery of images.
Okay.
That you can buy and use.
So, you can use.
Yes, you can use. You can use visuals or images in Shutterstock for your own. If you are doing videos or you're doing presentations, you can actually, because photographers sell these to Shutterstock. And then we as the consumers or the people who wants to look for a visual, you can buy from Shutterstock and then you can use it. I think, let me test my knowledge. Yeah. Okay. I think in Shutterstock, you put it up for sale and you are actually selling the license to use the visuals, the art. But this is, you have the ownership, no one else does.
Yeah. And it's already a finished art. Yeah,
it's a very niche. You don't have duplicates, you don't have copies. This is like you're buying an art piece in an art gallery for 5,000 ringgit, right? But this is just a digital format.
Yeah, correct.
See, clever.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad, huh?
No, it's just a day.
Hey, this auntie knows. Did we answer your question, huh? Do you want to unmute yourself?
Yes. I think, now it gets clearer now.
So you can get Aisha to be linked to Arch, because Ha's daughter is an artist. She paints.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, so far I've been helping, I've been helping this gallery who sells art for special needs children. So I've been helping the parents sell their art as well.
Okay.
So I'm just looking for channels where I can work together with and help these children.
Yeah,
Arch. Yes. Send me, yeah.
Yeah, so you can actually convert it into NFTs, and trust me, people will buy the work. If there's some sort of value, it's going to special needs children, I can guarantee you people will buy it.
Yeah, good. Because this is also like an SE, right? Social enterprise, because you are trading a piece of art for a bigger purpose.
Correct.
Awesome, isn't it? I'm gonna ask.
Just to inspire you, right? I just read that Red Hong Yi, the Malaysian artist who's now based in US, NFT sold for 325. Artwork.
Annette, you're
Dodgy to the moon.
there.
Go and look at it. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You
I'll type it in.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just now currently bursting with ideas because imagine we can actually mint all of Datuk Lat's work.
Yeah.
Because he's an icon. All his work, if you could mint it, but then we don't want to sell it like that lah, because everyone enjoys his work, right? He's our national hero as well. Yeah, but guys, one last round. Any question from the floor? Any question from the floor? If not, I think has been fantastic. The learning that we learned about what is NFT this morning. What else did we learn? We learned about overcoming your own self-limiting beliefs. When no one else believed in you, you have no one else but yourself. So believe in you. Jump. Take that plunge, even though you're scared, even though you don't know. Nothing could be worse than not trying, right?
Yeah, correct. If you never try, you never know.
Yes. Did I see Mike wanting to ask something? Did I miss? Oh, I think Mike asked his question already, Kan? Are you still there? Oh, he's not here. Yeah, he already asked his question lah.
He asked earlier already. He asked.
Okay. Yep. So guys, thank you, Archanah. Thank you so much for
spending so much
this morning. We are truly inspired. We are tell me how you're feeling. Unmute yourself or just drop it into the chat box. Tell me, everyone from Ideascape and our visitors, just so that we have some feedback. Anyone wants to unmute the visitors? Just tell us how it's been. Excellent new idea. Great. Yes, it is. It is. Thank you for sharing. Thank
you for sharing too. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great, guys. Anis wants to start doing
yes,
painting.
Please
and
get
Anis. Yeah, Archanah's story is really inspiring. I learned that having the right mindset is important. Need to work on that. Yes.
And mindset is everything.
Your mindset is everything.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, I would say it's not everything. It's the only thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Even better.
Starting point, right? For anything and everything to happen, it's mindset. And I think it doesn't matter. You're young, you got it already. I'm still work in progress.
Me too. I'm still work in progress as well.
So we are going to be challenged every time, and it's work in progress. Great mindset for success, right? Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you all for joining us this morning, and thank you again, Archanah, for coming.
Thank you so much, Ro. I'm so humbled for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day, a blessed Friday, everyone.
Happy weekend, guys.
And stay safe.
Thank you.